If you're an agency owner with human setters calling your clients leads, maybe you've seen the AI voice stuff and you're thinking, how do I combine my human setters with the AI voice to actually get the best results for my clients? And in this video, I'm going to talk you through exactly that. And these are the same strategies we're using with our agency clients with Team Follow Up AI. We're building out that AI voice and then we're combining that with the human setters and just getting way better results for all their clients, which is great. So let me talk you through exactly that. The first way we've been doing it is through live transfers. So the beautiful thing about live transfers is that your team don't need to worry about listening to dial tones all day. So we've got some clients at the moment, they have a human calling team, but their only job is just to sit there and wait for inbound calls to come in. And it's the AI voice that actually phones up them leads, qualifies them, and then live transfers them to the human team. So you've got, for example, like a Facebook lead form that then triggers the AI voice to phone them. And obviously the AI voice sounds really good. It can do things like qualifying. It can actually direct them into a different place if they're not qualified. It's got all different things it can do, which is really, really great. And then from there, what we're doing is once the AI voice actually qualifies them, we then live transfer them to the human team. And this works really well for any agencies that are like in med spa that get deposits, or if you're in dental or chiro and any kind of agency where you've got to get a deposit, this works really, really well because the AI voice at the moment, it's not that great at collecting deposits. The main reason why is because you've got the security risk of card numbers being recorded, that kind of stuff. The second thing is when you're repeating numbers back and forward with them, you've actually got to connect it to your Stripe account, and it can kind of just get really messy with the whole deposit collection system. And so with this system, what happens is it actually qualifies them, builds a bit of rapport, make sure they collect their pay and all that kind of stuff, and then live transfer it to the agent. And so when it live transfers, all the agents are just sitting there waiting for inbound calls to come in. They haven't got to listen to dial tones or anything like that, which is a huge time saver for your human setters. They can actually focus on closing more deals. And when the AI actually does the live transfer, what it'll do is it'll have a whisper message. As it's being live transferred, they'll say to the human setter, hey, I've got this person on the line. These are their pains. This is what they're trying to solve, blah, 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 blah. And then the human setter, once they answer the call, they know everything they need and they can just go straight into the script, build a bit of rapport and get them deposits, or just book the appointment if that's what you want. The second one is a combination of this. So we're still doing live transfers, but as we all know, speed to lead is king. So obviously the AI voice, it actually performs better than the human reps a lot of the time. But the reason why is because they just take more swings at targets, right? They're faster at phoning, they phone more often. And so overall, the AI voice can still get more appointments than the human setter. However, when the human setter is actually on the phone, they will, providing they're well trained and they know what they're talking about, they will outperform that AI voice because a human is always going to be better. It can build better rapport. It can build a better connection with the lead, all that kind of stuff. And so what we actually do for some clients is that speed to lead is handled by the human setters, right? So this is all done by humans. But a lot of the time with the power dialer leads, that's when the answer rate starts to drop off, right? If you're phoning a lead right now that's just submitted, you're going to get a way higher pickup rate compared to trying to phone a lead 3 days later, right? You can start listening to dial tones, you can get through to a lot of voicemails. It's not going to be as effective. So then what we do is we actually have the AI do the power dialer leads. So we've got power dialer here, and this bit here is done by that AI. And again, it will live transfer back to the human though. So a lead comes in, that notifies the humans, they're going to phone them up as soon as they can. But they know once they double dial that lead, they never have to worry about the lead again. They've tried to get through to them. You're going to get the highest pickup rates for the speed to lead. That's why we have the humans do it. But then beyond that, the power dialer leads, everyone that's day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, all the way up to whatever you want, that's what the AI calls them. And then what we have this system where the AI goes back to the live transfer. And so it's the exact same system as the one above, but the difference is that we aren't phoning the leads straight away. The human team is the one that's phoning the leads straight away, and we're only taking care of the power dial leads. And that's been working very, very well. Obviously for some agencies, they don't want live transfers. They just want booked appointments. Maybe they're not getting deposits. Maybe they're in the real estate niche, or maybe they're in like, I don't know, remodeling niche or whatever it is. And they don't need deposits. They just need to book appointments for their client to go out and obviously quote them. In that situation, both of these are still relevant. However, rather than doing live transfers, we're just booking the appointment. So with this, how it would work is obviously the Facebook lead form comes in, right? The AI voice will still qualify them, but then the AI voice will book an appointment rather than having to go to the human team. Same thing here. We have the speed to lead, humans handle that, but the power dialer with the AI, that again goes to a booked appointment rather than a live transfer. So even if you don't actually have a human call center, this will still work. You can still book plenty more appointments for your clients, especially if they're not following up themselves, which most of the time they're not. Having that AI just phone them up and take care of all of this and just book the appointments works really, really well. The other strategy we've been using, which has been working incredibly well, especially when it comes to time to value. What this is database Reactivation. Imagine a client just signs up with you, but maybe you're taking like a week or 2 weeks to get all the creatives made and get all the Facebook ad account set up, get the Go High Level account set up, get all that kind of stuff done. Well, what you can do is literally take their old leads and just do a database reactivation campaign with the AI agent. With that, literally the same day the client starts with you, they can see booked appointments going into their calendar. They can literally see things like they can see the value you're providing straight away. And that's what time to value is. It's all about making your service so good that as soon as the client signs the contract, pays the money, they start seeing appointments, they're going to be so reinforced to carry on working with you and be like, oh my God, this is the best decision I've ever made. And one way to do that is with the database reactivation. Obviously with this, right, if you've got a human calling team, we don't want them listening to dial tones all day. We don't want them to go through a whole list of leads on the database. It's a nightmare, right? So what we can do there is they have AI agent, they qualify, and obviously they can either book the appointment or they can do a live transfer again. So similar to what we're doing up here, apart from now we're using database reactivation, and that's been working really, really well. Another solution that's been working really well is having Closebot connected to the AI voice. So if you don't know what Closebot is essentially is a AI SMS system or messaging system, whatever you want to call it, right? And so it can actually talk to leads, and it basically does what we do for AI voice, but over text, and it works very, very well. I've got a client right now doing this in the tattoo niche, and what we're doing for him is we have Facebook lead forms or Facebook funnels, whatever you want to call them. Like basically a lead comes from Facebook, they opt in, right? Whether it's a funnel, whether it's a lead form, doesn't really matter. From there, we have the AI voice, call them. Obviously, the AI voice is qualifying them, building rapport, all that kind of stuff. And what they do is they tell them, hey, our sponsorship manager, our patient coordinator, whatever you want to call them, they are going to reach out over text and just get the deposit and book you in for the appointment. And they go, oh, okay, that sounds great. Yeah, no worries. Then from there, we have the SMS run by Closebot. And what Closebot's doing is it carries on the conversation and sends them a deposit link. They can click on the deposit link and they can actually make the payment for the deposit there and it'll book them in. I know that situation there sounds like you won't get many deposits, but it has been working really, really well. Providing the lead is warm, they're qualified, they had a good conversation with the AI voice, and we're offering them some kind of good package or some kind of good offer, then the SMS is usually enough to actually take them over that edge. Obviously, if the AI voice themselves can get the deposit, that would be better because they're on the call. But in this situation where AI voice isn't great at getting deposits right now, this system's working really well. One way round the AI voice collecting deposits as well is the same kind of system as the Closebot system, except from we have the Facebook, goes to AI voice, and then what the AI voice can do, send the deposit link while on the call. And then they'll just say to the person, I'll wait by while you fill that in. And they fill it in, they just say to the person, yeah, I filled it in. They go, great, awesome. Obviously the AI voice has to just trust them. They can't really, it's hard to kind of verify if they've actually paid the deposit, but most people won't lie about that. They'll just be honest. And that's also been working well, but I would rather live transfer it to a human because it's obviously just easier to close it, especially when you try and get deposits. You need to have a bit of sales in there. The AI voice is good at selling, it's good at objection handling, but it's not going to be as good as a human caller that's been well trained. Another strategy that's been working really well is out of office hours, outside of office hours. So a lot of time people have human reps that are available in the day and they've got plenty of time and they're able to phone all the leads and it's all going really, really well. But outside of office hours, they're getting quite a lot of leads coming through. Well, in them situations, what do we want to do, right? Well, the best thing we found is we have outside of office hours, we have the AI voice phone them. Obviously, speed to lead is king no matter what time of day it is. If it's 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, if they just submit their information, we want to phone them as soon as we can. So we have our AI voice phone up all the leads outside of office hours, and then make sure speed to lead is still being hit, and then we can go ahead and book the appointment. Obviously, we can't do live transfers outside of office hours, literally because it's out of office hours, right? So we can do a combination of the outside of office hours, but then it goes back to this sending deposit link or trying to get a deposit that way. Or what we find works really well is actually booking in a callback. We have a calendar called the callback request calendar. And what this is, we'll say to the lead, hey, no one's actually available right now to speak to. However, can I give you a call back tomorrow at 10 a.m. when the team are working and I can transfer you through to them? And a lot of people are like, yeah, that sounds good. No worries. Like, call me back then, right? And the AI will make a note of that and it will call them back at 10 a.m. and then it will attempt to live transfer them. But the fact we got them on the phone in the first instance is very good. Again, speed to lead is the most powerful thing. Or what you can do is actually create a calendar in Go High Level called callback request, right? And when this is booked in using the AI voice agent, what it will do is we set up in Go High Level and it will send a notification at the appointment time to your human team that are on shift. So it'll notify them the same way they get notified for new leads, all that kind of stuff. They get notified, hey, this person requested a callback at this time, and it will literally pop up at the time they've got to be called. So the team just handle it like a new lead. They phone them up like usual, and they either book the appointment or they get a deposit and then book the appointment, whatever it is. And so the human team will then phone all the people that are booked in for the callback. So you're still capturing that new lead that came in overnight, and you'll get a much higher booking rate on them leads now. So these are just a few strategies that we're using right now in our AI voice agency for agencies, which is really cool. Been getting some really great results. I think the main thing here is that this can be built any way you want, right? Like we can use a combination of all of these. We don't have to just use one of these strategies. We can mix and match them as much as we want. Every agency is different, and that's why building custom AI voice agents for each of your clients in your agency is such a big deal, because you might have different things working for different clients, you have different strategies, whatever it is. And the cool thing about us is where we can literally custom build any kind of system you want. We're literally building all of this out from scratch for each of your clients. And so if you want to help building some really high quality AI voice agents that you can resell to your clients, and obviously we bring our expertise with us. We've been doing call centers for a long time now, work with Gym Launch, work with some big brands, some big agencies. If you want help with how to get more booked appointments for your clients, I'll put a link to Team Follow Up AI down below. And if you're building your own AI voice agents, just have a think about these strategies and think about how you can mix and match them with your human team, because the best situation is tying in your human call center reps with the AI. It just makes your team way more productive, and you just get way more booked appointments and deposits, which is working really, really well. Ultimately, this means that your clients just get way better results, which means that they obviously retain for longer and they pay you more money across their lifetime, which is what we all want. I hope you like this video. If you've got any questions, please post them down below in the comments. I reply to every single comment. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more stuff like this, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.